Imagine waking up tomorrow with the unshakable certainty that every laugh line on your face, every silver strand in your hair, and every lesson etched into your memory are exactly what make you unstoppable. Picture yourself strutting into the day the way a rock legend strides onto a stage, spotlights blazing, heart thumping, crowd roaring. Even if that crowd is your mischievous grandkids, your Sunday walking group, or simply the face smiling back in the mirror. That feeling isn't reserved for the young. It's yours to claim right now, and it's been waiting in your pocket all along, ready to shine. Before we dive in, smash that like button, tap subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another chance to turn up the volume on the greatest encore of your life. Your future self is already cheering you on. The first truth to celebrate is that confidence isn't something you misplaced somewhere back in your 40s, nor is it a raffle prize handed out randomly at birth. It's a living, breathing skill that can be trained, strengthened, and reinvented at any age. You already know this because you've mastered countless abilities: raising families, steering careers, keeping friendships alive across decades, learning to navigate grief, even deciphering new technology when the manual was thicker than the device itself. You didn't just survive those moments, you conducted them. Think back to your earliest memories of that spark. Maybe you felt it the day you finally balanced on a bicycle without wobbling, or when you earned your first paycheck, or when you watched a loved one graduate and knew you had played a part in their triumph. Those sparks weren't accidents. They were the natural result of showing up, trying, and discovering that what you do matters. That formula is timeless. It applies just as much to learning salsa at 72 as it did to parallel parking at 16. Yet somewhere along the way, society started whispering that aging is a narrowing corridor, that dreams have height restrictions like a carnival ride. The world is wrong, and you know it, because you've met people who obliterate that myth simply by existing. The grandmother who hiked the Appalachian Trail at 78, the widower who learned piano after retirement and now plays open mic nights, the neighbor who models hand-knit cardigans on social media and has followers cheering every twirl. Their daring proves that possibility hasn't retired. It's simply waiting for its next headliner. Let's talk about rewriting stories, because by now you own a vast back catalog. You have comedies, tragedies, cliffhangers, and sweeping epics, and you've earned editorial control. When a past chapter contains regret, many treat it like wet cement hardening around their shoes. Rock legends, however, know every bad gig feeds the next breakthrough song. Reframe your stumbles as raw material. The missed promotion becomes proof you can pivot. The divorce becomes evidence you can love and survive. The investment that fizzled becomes a master class in resilience. Your past is not a prison. It's a library of riffs you can sample into new anthems. Even legends tune their instruments. For humans, that means tending to body and mind. Science dazzles us with what movement does for mood and memory. A brisk walk pumps endorphins. Light weight training protects bones. Gentle yoga restores balance, literally and emotionally. You don't need marathon medals. You need consistency. Choose activities that feel like play. Gardening, dancing in the living room, swimming laps while pretending to be a sleek mermaid, and schedule them with the same respect you'd give a doctor's appointment or a grandchild's recital. Fuel matters too. Nutrition isn't about shrinking to fit an outdated fashion template. It's about powering encore performances. Picture a plate sprinkled with color: emerald spinach, ruby tomatoes, sunset orange slices of mango. Each hue whispers, here's vitamin C for your immune system, here's potassium for your heartbeat, here's fiber for everything else. Add protein so muscles are ready for spotlight moments. Beans, fish, lean poultry, maybe that celebratory steak, cooked exactly the way you like, because joy is also nourishment. Now step into the rehearsal studio of the mind. Confidence grows in the soil of thought, and thought is shaped by the questions you ask yourself. Replace, "Am I too old for this?" with, "Why not me and why not now?" Swap, "People might laugh," with, "What if they applaud?" Affirmations aren't cheesy slogans, they're neural workouts. Write a line that thrills you. "I am a magnetic force of creativity. Every decade makes me bolder." Stick it on the bathroom mirror, the dashboard, the coffee tin. Read it until your neurons file it under undisputed fact. Your surroundings either amplify or muffle that music. Seek out allies who treat aging as a crescendo, not a fade-out. Join clubs, classes, or online communities where people discuss goals instead of ailments. Volunteer for causes that spark outrage or tenderness, because advocacy is adrenaline for the spirit. Spend time with younger generations, not just to mentor, though your wisdom is priceless, but to absorb their fearless experimentation with identity and technology. They remind us that reinvention has no statute of limitations. Speaking of tech, wield it like a spotlight, not a flashlight forgotten in an attic. Smartphones and tablets are stages in your pocket. Video call grandchildren across oceans, watch tutorials on watercolor techniques, broadcast your baking adventures, start a podcast about jazz vinyl, live stream your ukulele practice. Every publish button you tap tells your brain, "My voice belongs in the world." That is confidence made visible. Wardrobe deserves a solo. Style is silent speech. You don't need to chase youth. You need to chase authenticity. If leather pants and sequins make your heart slam like a bass drum, wear them to the pharmacy. If vibrant headscarves or tailored blazers feel like armor, collect them like guitarists collect pedals. Dress codes are suggestions. Self-expression is law. When you look in the mirror and grin, neurons take notes and replay that feeling when you walk into a room. All rock stars master the art of presence. So let's rehearse that. Shoulders back, chin level, eyes ready to hold a friend's gaze a heartbeat longer than you used to. Even if most greetings happen on screens, practice a firm handshake. Muscle memory translates to virtual confidence. When speaking, slow your pace by a fraction, pause at key points, and breathe from the diaphragm. These aren't superficial tricks. They're signals to your nervous system that you are safe and powerful, which convinces every listener to believe it too. Some days, though, the amplifier fritzes. Arthritis flares, the news feels bleak, energy dips. On those days, remember this mantra: rest is rehearsal, not retreat. Your body is learning the next verse. Give yourself permission to nap, to say no, to let voicemail collect minor obligations. Pair rest with micro actions that keep momentum from turning into inertia. Send one encouraging text to a friend, jot one sentence in your journal. Step outside for 2 minutes of sun or rain. Each tiny victory tucks a new feather into your cap of capability. Legacy looms large because confidence after 70 includes knowing that your footprints become maps for others. Record your stories, use voice memos, handwritten letters, scrapbooks, or social media posts. Tell how your mother smuggled chocolate during wartime, how you proposed under a street lamp, how you hitchhiked to a music festival with nothing but a sleeping bag and a grin. These stories aren't vanity. They're community medicine reminding listeners that human possibility stretches far beyond what headlines predict. Money might feel hush-hush, yet financial confidence is part of the set list. Review budgets, pensions, and investments with a trusted advisor. Knowledge quells anxiety. A clear plan frees mental bandwidth for creativity. If resources are tight, remember that innovation thrives under limits. Community centers offer free classes. Libraries lend more than books. Online platforms host open-source software, and nature charges no admission. Abundance isn't always cash flow. Sometimes it's creativity in disguise. Fear of judgment is the heckler lurking backstage. Drown it out with volume. Give yourself an outrageous challenge. Take an improv class, busk in a park, enter a short story contest, sing karaoke, ride a roller coaster, wear mismatched socks on purpose, post a selfie every day for a month. Each act chips away at the illusion that the world's opinion matters more than your appetite for life. Spoiler: the audience is usually too busy worrying about their own solo to critique yours. Celebrate progress publicly. Keep a confidence journal and read entries aloud to friends. Host a first draft party where everyone shares something still rough. A painting wet on the easel, a poem unfinished, a business idea scribbled on a napkin. Applaud each other not for perfection but for audacity. Applause is contagious, and soon your inner critic will discover it's been replaced by an inner fan club. Let's talk romance and intimacy, often swept under the rug by those who believe passion has a shorter shelf life than yogurt. Physical affection releases oxytocin at 80, just as it did at 18. Whether you're widowed, divorced, partnered for half a century, or exploring new relationships, remember that attraction feeds on confidence. Flirt with your reflection. Buy lingerie for yourself. Practice saying what you want without apology. Desire isn't the privilege of youth, it's the birthright of the living. If grief knocks, welcome its honesty, but don't hand it the microphone forever. Grief proves love existed. It doesn't forbid future joy. Seek support groups, therapy, spiritual counsel, or silent walks in the woods. Plant a tree, compose a song, dedicate a charity drive. Acts that transform sorrow into tribute. Fertilize confidence, because they show pain didn't freeze your capacity for meaning. Travel, whether to the farmer's market across town or the ruins of Machu Picchu, widens the lens. New environments reset default thoughts, asking the brain to solve puzzles, currency conversions, unfamiliar menus, metro maps. Each solved puzzle is a microdose of competence. Even armchair travel, virtual museum tours, foreign language podcasts, ignites the same exploratory spark. Creativity is the lead guitarist of confidence. Paint, knit, carve wood, remix photos, bake elaborate pastries, sculpt gardens out of succulents, engineer dollhouses with working lights. The point isn't external praise, but internal dialogue whispering, "I can make something out of nothing." That's as close to magic as mortals get. Mentorship completes the band. Share your hard-won wisdom with newcomers, recent immigrants, teenagers grappling with identity, adults changing careers. Every insight you offer is a mirror reflecting your competence. Teaching is learning squared. Explaining how you conquered stage fright reminds you how capable you are of conquering everything else. Now, as we glide toward the encore, stand if you can or straighten your spine where you sit. Visualize a vast audience, your younger selves in every decade, your children if you have them, friends, grandchildren, and strangers who'll stumble upon your digital footprints long after this video ends. They're chanting your name. Their phones and lighters wave like constellations in a dusk sky. Feel that roar vibrate through your ribs. Speak aloud, right where you are, even if it feels silly. I am still writing my greatest hits. Again, louder. I am still writing my greatest hits. One more time with the conviction of a guitar-smashing finale. I am still writing my greatest hits. Let the words reverberate in the room, in the marrow of your bones, and in the echoes of memory. As the lights begin to dim, remember this performance never truly ends. Tomorrow's stage awaits with fresh chords and curious crowds. If self-doubt sneaks into the alley hawking counterfeit passes, flash your backstage badge of lived experience and stride past. You've earned it. You are 70-plus years of thunder, melody, plot twists, and possibility. So crank up the volume on your own life. Write the memoir, start the band, climb the hill, learn the dance, kiss the lips, plant the garden, tell the joke, wear the color, open the door, close the deal, break the rule, and above all, keep singing. Because rock stars don't retire. They just find bigger arenas. If this video struck a chord, share it with someone who needs a reminder that age is an encore, not an exit. And if you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another anthem celebrating the limitless power of growing older out loud. Until next time, keep strumming, keep shining, and keep reminding the world that confidence is timeless, and so are you.